Hey guys, I'm Silvie and this is the Hobbit hole from my forever world. I had so many requests for this tutorial, so today I'm going to walk you through how to build it. Don't worry, it's super easy and I added timestamps so you can easily skip to the part that you need. If you have any questions, don't be afraid to ask me. I'll try to reply to every comment as soon as possible. I'm using Complementary Unbound shaders with Euphoria Patches, but I can also show you what it looks like without any shaders. Okay, so this is what it looks like with vanilla Minecraft. I think it still looks pretty good. If you go inside, I actually have this set up to be a mineshaft. It could easily be converted into a house if you wanted to. But for right now, I just have a bunch of little stations, these cute little moss rugs. And then this right now is just a little storage closet, but I do plan on putting some automatic farms down there. So that could be really anything you want. And then if you walk down here, this goes to the mineshaft. And I've got some little bamboos. I've got flower blocks. Once you get to the bottom, there's like a little cave that this goes into. You could probably make this by hand if you wanted to. But I just happen to have a cave at the bottom of mine. And same thing down here. I have some little flowers off to the side. And at the bottom of my mineshaft, I found an amethyst cluster. So if you do happen to use the same seed, you could also have it. The other thing, I want to show you what it looks like back with the shaders on. It just makes everything a lot more glowy. You can see the shine on everything. Here's the cave with the shaders. And the inside. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to show you step by step how to build this. Let's get started. All right, so what you're going to need today is you can pause here for the seed or you can copy it from the description. Okay, this is the seed for my forever world. You do not have to use this seed, but just in case, I want to show where you can find where I'm building it. So you just follow this river all the way down from the spawn point. And then you should come to a pale garden, dark forest, and then a old growth spruce. Right up here. Here we go. Okay, now, it's really easy to find because this is where I built my house. And then you just follow this little ravine. And it's about from the middle of the ravine. And then it's right here. This is where I built everything. So the first thing we need to do is clear this whole area out, which I'm not going to show because people following this tutorial might not necessarily be doing it in the same seed. So. Alright, so I'm not quite sure how to calculate the amount of materials that I need to have for this so that I can give you the list that was at the beginning of the video. So I'm going to switch into survival so that these will start to count down. But I am in peaceful, so hopefully nothing weird happens. But I'll probably be switching back and forth between creative and survival depending on like the amount of work I need to do. Like if I need to knock a bunch of stuff out to show you guys, I'm not going to do that in survival, but then when I want to count and I want to start using supplies, then I will. This is the only way I can think to do it without a serious amount of upfront extra thinking. Okay, so I'm pretty sure this is where I decided on the middle. So I am going to clear all of this out until this is completely flat right here. All right, so if you are doing it on this seed, you're going to need to go all the way out until you come out the end, and then that should be about the perfect length. If you're not, it looks like it's about 23 blocks long. Yes, 23 blocks. So the middle block, mark that off. You're going to use that as your guide to build the rest. All right. So I did have to go down one more level. So if you're looking at the hill, you should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blocks tall. Okay, this whole frame will be made out of dark oak. So from the center, you're going to skip 2 blocks and put a dark oak stair on the 3rd block. And then same thing on the other side. There should be 5 blocks between them. Then you're going to put 2 dark oak trapdoors above each stair. Then an upside down stair on top of those. Pause if you need to. Then go 1 block up and towards the inside and put a stair on each side. And then on the inside of those, put dark oak planks. Then put a slab in the center right above the planks and another one in line with the top of them. And then underneath each side, you're going to put a trap door. And then you're going to put a trap door on the bottom of the top slab and then crouch and add a lantern under it. And then on top of each stair, you're going to put a slab. And on the left side of the stair, in line with it, put either planks or slabs 2 blocks wide. And then you're going to go down by 1 slab 4 times. One, 2, 3, 4. And you know what? Let me switch it back to day. Then you're going to do slab, upside down stair. And then a right side up stair. Like that. And then you're going to do the exact same thing on this side. So we're going to do slab, slab, down 1. Four down, slab, a stair facing that way, and then a stair facing back. And then that should be your frame. I need to get rid of those. Give me a second. All right, then the next thing you're going to do is dig out the center. All right, once you have it recessed back, you're going to do the next layer in spruce. So you're going to do stair, trapdoor, trapdoor, upside down stair, and then do that on the other side. And then on the top, you're going to do trapdoor on each side and spruce plank in the middle. And then on the sides, we're going to make a frame for the windows. So you're going to put stairs in a circle like this. Then put trapdoors on the top and the sides. Pause if needed. And then fill in the rest with planks. And then same thing on the other side. And then once you have all of that filled in, it should look just like this. And then you're going to clear out one more layer back. And then you're going to do stripped cherry logs all the way around the window. And then a glass pane. And then same thing on the other side. And then in the center, you're going to go all the way around with cherry planks. And then you're going to take cherry stairs and put them in the corner. And then behind that, you're going to take one more layer out. And back to stripped logs. And then you're going to need one cherry door in the middle. And I did have mine flush. Like that. After that, replace all this stone with dirt. Then we're going to add our little ferns in the corner. Okay, and then your frame should look like this. Okay, so now we're going to do the inside. So basically we're going to clear it out. Okay, we need to clear out both sides until you can see the windows. And then go one block past the last stripped cherry log. And it needs to be 3 tall. And then I'm going to clear it out 8 blocks to the right. So you got 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then same thing on the other side. And then I'm just going to connect the two together. All right. And then we're just going to clear all of these blocks out that's in between. Okay, so around the door, we're going to put an archway. So we need to take 3 spruce planks up each side. And then add an upside down stair in each corner. And then 3 trapdoors, 1 on the top and 1 on each side. And then you're gonna fill this side in with cherry planks around the window. Like that. And then stairs in the corners to make a circle. And then you're going to put cherry trap doors around the edges. And then spruce. Spruce stairs. And then spruce trapdoors in the sides. And then on top of here, you're going to have stairs on the top, stairs on the bottom, and then a spruce trapdoor. And then you're going to do this exact same thing to that side. Okay, and that should be what it looks like when it's finished. Okay, so after this wall is done, you're going to clear this area out by 1 more block than what we did earlier. It should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 wide. And then you're going to clear out a space for a post on the end. Upside down stair, trapdoor. And then you're going to clear out 1 block back. And then you're going to do stair, upside down stair, trapdoor, and then I used Storage Delight in mine, but since most people don't have mods, I decided I'm going to use barrels and keep it vanilla. So you're going to have 6 barrels wide on the bottom and 4 barrels wide on the top. Then you're going to clear out behind here. I guess you didn't have to clear that top layer out. Then you're going to fill it in with stripped cherry logs. Okay, so we're going to do the exact same thing on this side. Upside down stair, spruce trapdoor. Upside down stair. Trapdoor. And then fill it in with barrels. Okay, so now that these walls are done, I just wanted to let you guys know I will be putting like tool benches and stuff in these, but just to make it super simple to follow along, we're just going to strictly do barrels and then redecorate it when we're done. So the next thing we're going to do is find where the stair comes out next to the door and then follow that across and line it up with the post on the side. And then we're going to put spruce planks, and then same thing with this one. And then upside down spruce stairs at the top and on the inside. This is going to be our closet. Add trapdoors under the stairs and also at the top. So it should look something like that. And then we're going to take both of these sides. Oh, actually, you can add the same thing to the other side of this. All right, there we go. Now you should have 3 different archways. The middle one will have a trapdoor, and then the 2 on the outsides will not. And then we're going to dig this back about 6 blocks. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then clear out both sides. Okay. And then same thing over here. Okay. Okay, and then once you're done with that, you're going to knock out one more layer. Same thing over here. All right, so in the corner, you're going to have a post. And then you're going to have upside down steps. And then same thing as the other side. Except this time we're going to have 3 and 5. Same thing over here. And then also same thing right here. So it should look like that. And then you'll just throw trapdoors on all of these corners. And then the exact same thing on this side. And then you're going to fill the wall in with pink wood, pink stripped logs again. And then you're going to go ahead and fill this closet in. Except you're going to leave space for a door. Okay, and then you're going to do the same thing over here, except this back wall is going to be different. So you're going to go ahead and add your posts. And then your trapdoors. And then you'll put barrels on this side. And this side. And then go ahead and change these walls to strip cherry logs again. And then for the back wall, you're going to replace this wall. You're going to go one back. And then you're going to go up the sides with the cherry planks. Like that. And then you're going to need cherry steps upside down. And then a cherry trapdoor in the middle. And that's going to be the start of your entrance to the mine. Before we do that, we're going to probably save that for last. We need to go through and replace the entire ceiling with spruce planks. And then anywhere there's a trapdoor, you're probably going to want to replace that too so that it doesn't show dirt through the holes. And like I said, this is survival. So I'm going around all this dirt, blocks, and stone just to save resources. But if it bothers you, you can totally fill that in too. It doesn't bother me. If I ever have to move a barrel or anything, I just usually replace the piece of wood that should go there. Okay, so when it's done, it should look like this. The next thing we're going to do is the floor, and the fun part is, since this is actually already stone, we can just bone meal it to get the carpets that we want. So you can replace everything I'm doing and just place moss blocks if you're in creative, or if you have like a lot of supplies and you don't really have bone meal, but you have a lot of moss. But I'm going to show you exactly how I did it in the survival world when I was playing. So what I did was just picked the middle block, which I'm pretty sure is basically right here. Or I think I did right here. And then the same thing over here, you're just going to pick like the middle. There's not really a middle technically. I'm going to do right here. And then I kind of did the same thing right here. In the middle of this one. Whoops. Hold on. How many is this way? 3? And then right there. And then you're going to put a moss block in each hole. All right, and then the rest of the floor around the rugs is going to be dark oak logs. And there's a couple of spots that I know I don't want rugs, so I'm going to go ahead and put dark oak logs there so that it kind of splits it and it doesn't spread past there. So first of all, between the posts, yeah, I should have put this over one. This doesn't look right either. Sorry about that. Just try to center them the best you can. And then I'm also going to put logs here. Here. And under the door too, but I don't want to do that right this second. Alright, the rest of the moss looks good. So I'm going to have the floor facing this way, all of it, to kind of look like planks across the floor. And then right here, I actually used stripped cherry logs instead of the dark oak. I just thought it was cuter that way. And then you're going to go ahead and just bone meal all the moss blocks like that. And it should make an organic shape. And it should, except this one doesn't usually work very good, but the rest of them tend to look pretty good. Actually, it was not this much last time. I lied. Okay, so then we're just going to clean everything up. I'm going to leave the moss carpets on top wherever they are. So first thing I'm going to do is just go ahead and replace all of the stone that's left with dark oak planks. Okay, so if I'm looking at my picture, it actually kind of does look pretty similar. The only thing that's throwing it off is like this random block. So if I look over here, the carpet for this area is actually pretty perfect, so I think I'm going to leave it. The only thing we need to do is add pink petals. So I'm just going to kind of twirl around and throw them in random places. I mean, it looks a little bit bare back here. And then the other thing we're going to do is we're going to take out one of the carpets. I'm going to pick this one because it's kind of towards the middle. And then throw a torch inside of it. Like that. And then cover it back up with a moss carpet. Oops. There. Then we can get rid of this. And that's kind of the general idea of all the rugs. I am going to show you them all really quick, but yeah, that's the concept. I think I'm going to take this one out. Put a moss block. And then I think I want to get rid of this one. Add the dark oak, the stripped dark oak. And then same thing in this corner. And also this corner. Because you kind of want it in like a, I don't know, like a wavy shape. I don't know. I think that's pretty good. The only thing is I do want to put a torch under this. And then I'm going to take the carpet from this side and I'm going to put it on here. Like that. And then go ahead and add the petals. And I feel like this looks a little bit thin. There we go. That's a little better. And then same thing with this. I don't like how it looks square. And I am going to replace these on the ends. Actually, might leave that. And then kind of maybe one from here. I just want it to look kind of random. And then I'm going to take this carpet and I'm going to put it over here. Add a torch under it. And then same thing over here. I'm thinking this one. And maybe this corner. And maybe this corner too. I just feel like it's kind of coming over in this direction a little too much. And then instead, I'm going to probably move it right here. There we go. Yeah, like that. And then put the torch underneath. And move maybe this carpet. Like that. Add the petals. And then last but not least, this one. I think we should, it looks a little boxy. So I think I'm going to replace this with moss. And then get rid of the corners. And then maybe this one. I still feel like it's a little bit too much. Okay. And then the petals. Actually, I don't like this carpet here. And then I might add another carpet over here. Move this one like that. It's a little bit more random. No. Actually, I want it right here. Yeah. Yep. And then add the petals to this rug. There we go. All done with the rugs. And then the next thing I want to do is add the glowberries. So I had one up in this corner. Whoops. One in this corner. I believe I had one right here. One right here. Right here. Here. And where am I? Here. So we've got 2 in this room, 1 in this room, diagonal on the closets, and then 1 in that corner and 1 in that corner. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is work on the stations. So this will light up the area a lot better once these glowberries grow. So I'm basically just going to put an item frame underneath each station. And I'm pretty sure... And then we can label the stations for whatever you want. You can use whatever you want at whatever station. But I'm just going to show you how I had it set up. And it wasn't completely done, so there might still be some like crafting tables and stuff that need to be added. But for right now, this is just storage for stones that I don't really use. So I used a stone stair, and then I just kind of rotate it until it looks like a heart. And then for this one, I have clay. And then a pickaxe. This is going to be the armor station. And then this will be the copper area. And then this station will be the smelting station. So I have a little raw iron. And then I put deep slate on this side. And then anything with stone on this side. Okay, so in the closet, I don't remember how far I dug back. But you're just going to replace these with cherry logs. And then, like I've said in the Let's Play, this is eventually going to maybe have like some automatic farms or something down here, like a lava farm or something. You could just turn it into a storage closet if you want, or you could make a stairway going down. It's kind of whatever you feel like, to be honest. For right now, I am going to use it as a little storage closet to keep my chest. Oh, and you want a torch in here so it doesn't spawn anything. I honestly don't remember what I had in here. I guess we'll just stick a torch on the wall. Like I said, anything you want. I'm probably going to make a stairway down. It's kind of just there. I don't know. And then, okay, so over here I just kind of had a little planter with an oak sapling. You can decorate these however you want. Oh. Gonna want to decorate under this one. And then over here I had... Oh, I had put like a little picture frame with a iron ingot. Or a copper ingot, I mean. And then right here, a waxed, weathered... And over here, I just put a little copper chest. Which, and then you're also going to need to decorate under. Crafting table and a furnace. Look, I'm cheap, so if I don't have to spend supplies on stuff that nobody's ever gonna see, I'm not gonna do it. And then over here, there is an anvil. And then a crafting table right here. And if you want, you do not have to have all these stations with every workstation. You could just have the barrels and then run back and forth to a single station. But I just really like having it all in one place so I can grab my copper, go to my chest, make everything, and then put everything back away. And then I put another cute little flower pot on here with an oak sapling. You can put anything you want. And then coming over here, we're going to add our little ferns in the corner. I have to fix this too. Same thing over here. And then over here, you can have just one furnace, but I did have all of these replaced with furnaces. 4 of them. And then I had a couple more item frames on this one. And I had coal just to show that it's a smelting area. And then I also had the gold up there. And then a little flower pot with a fern, like that. And then over here, I just put an extra item frame with a poppy, and then a flower pot and an oak sapling. And then on this side, I just had another item frame with a piece of coal. And then a stone cutter down here. A crafting table. And a furnace. And I kind of feel like this is empty. So I'm just going to put a picture of a fern. Like that. And then we're officially done with the inside. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how I did the mineshaft. Since probably a very small percentage of people are actually playing the same seed. And I want people to be able to just recreate it wherever. I'm not really going to show you exactly block for block how I did the mineshaft, but I'm going to show you how I did it, if that makes sense. So first things first, I dug a 3-wide mineshaft. And then 2 blocks in is the first stair. And then I dug all the way down. I'm going to go ahead and do this really quick in creative because I don't want my inventory to fill up. Okay, so you're going to go 2 steps in and then break down 1. And then 4 steps over should be where it starts to go down. And then each step should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 high. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you just keep going down until you get to where you want to go. If you're using this seed, it should take you straight into that cave. Okay, here we are. We hit the cave. So it's about this far down. It's around level 57. And then I'm pretty sure oh, this is actually really important, which coordinates to go for the amethyst if you guys actually want to. Let me go back to my original world really quick and check the coordinates. Okay, so if you are playing on the seed and you do want to be able to go down to the amethyst cluster, you will need to be at 56, which is down here one more. And then it looks like 432. Yep. 432. So you're going to fill this in. This is where your stairs are going to go, right here. And then you're going to need 3, like that. And then you'll go down. If you're standing on 772, it should say 432, 56, and negative 772. Right on the block in the middle of this, the bottom of slab. And then you can go down from there. Same thing, 5 high. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I just have that one 4 at the entrance, actually. And then you just keep going down. This is my first tutorial, so if I missed anything and you guys have any questions at all, like, do not be afraid to comment, because I reply to every comment. If I don't reply, I probably didn't see it, because YouTube notifications are kind of weird, but I definitely try to reply to every single comment. The whole point in a tutorial is to help, so, like, seriously, don't be afraid to ask me. And then here we are. Level 20, and here's the amethyst geode. Be careful because there is a zombie spawner in this one. In case you're doing this in survival. And want to stop at level 16. So we went down 1 too far. Okay, so it was level 18. So at 18 you leave a 3-block platform. And then you go down to 16. And that is the level of iron. So that's why I ended on level 16. Okay. Okay, so this is going to be a stair. Oops, I messed this up. There's going to be a stair here, and then you're going to have a platform of 3 after the stair, and then go down. Like that. It looks like... It still doesn't look right to me. Oh, because the stair is going to have the first... So then right here would be the doorway. But it looks like 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Okay, I lied again. This is gonna be 4 wide and then go down. Sorry, it's been a minute since I did this. And then it will be 3 high. Like that. Oh, yep, there it is. It just looks like I might be off by 1 block compared to where I was in the original, but I'm not sure. But yeah, that's in the same spot. So then I went in here, 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 here. Like that. And I am in creative right now because I am not dealing with a zombie spawner. So yeah, I'm just gonna make that go away. Put it back in survival so I can count the block. I think once I get the framing in, it will line up. So for now, I'm just gonna leave it like this. Alright, now... Okay, so like I said, I'm not going to show you block by block how to do the mineshaft, but I am going to show you the general idea of like what I was thinking and how I did it. So first things first, you're going to start with the posts and like the archways. So I started them, I believe, right here under the first step. Okay, it was 5. 1, 2, 3, 4... Oh, okay, so it's the second step. Right here. We're going to do archway, archway, trapdoor, and then spruce logs down the sides. So it should look like that. And then obviously we're going to replace all of this, but just not right now. So then I skipped 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then the 6th one, I put more logs, another archway. And then I did that exact same pattern all the way down. Okay, so right here up at the top, 2 steps underneath that is where I have the archways for this. Same thing here. I'm gonna crouch and... Ooh, I just uncrouched. Don't do that. Gonna crouch and add some mossy cobblestone right here. And then add the logs. Okay. And then same thing going all the way down. Same 5. Skip 5. 6th one. Alright. Now... I'm gonna go through and put all the logs in underneath the stairs. And I believe I also put one right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so the same gap. It was the same. All right. And I forgot to mention, technically, you don't even have to put a log at the top. You can just cover it with the trapdoor, which is, I'm pretty sure is what I actually did in my survival world. I just was not thinking about it. Okay, and then once you have all those, you can go through and add the trapdoors. I kind of added the middle, but I think the first time I actually did all the trapdoors at once, because I just thought it was a lot easier to run through with one supply at a time. And then I have them on the corners down here. I think I skipped that one. So it's kind of like staggered like that. Yep. And it's going to go here. Here. Nope, nope, I lied. I'm so sorry. These are gone. Aha, that's what I did. That's what I did. Okay. This is gone. This is gone. Yep. And then there's white behind it. So I think I took out one more layer here. And then everything will be lined up with the budding amethyst. And then these are actually gone in mine, but you can leave it there. It's up to you. But mine are like that. And then this is also gone. And so are these. 3 up. Oh, we're gonna have to put a wood in this. Like that. Same thing here. Like that. And then that's pretty much it. And then you just put a glowberry up in the corner and it'll grow down. And that's it. Alright. Now, after that, we're going to do the walls. Alright. Now, I did not do this every other like I'm going to show you, but I actually think that if I went back and redid it, I would. So, what I did was basically in the middle of the wall somewhere, I would put a moss block. And then like an azalea tree, bamboo, or a lilac. So right here up at the front, I'm pretty sure I did an azalea tree. And then like a bamboo over here. And then if you see anything weird behind it, I would take it out and replace it with cobblestone. Like that. And then basically do that all the way down. Every other, depends on how many moss blocks you have and how much you want in the walls. But I'm going to actually just do every other right now. So I'm going to go here and do like a slot of 3. And then the other side will be blank. So it'll go here, here, here. You can make it a little bit more random if you want, just to make it easier on everyone. This is what I'm doing. And then just make sure you have a moss block in the bottom of all of the slots. Okay. Then you need to take your cobblestone stairs and your mossy cobblestone stairs. And basically what I did was everything is going to be regular cobblestone, but right around these moss blocks, kind of make it look like the mossy cobblestone stairs are coming out from it. So when you're looking down, maybe do like 3, kind of try to make it random. Like that. And then fill in the rest with the regular cobblestone. Same thing here. And it really depends on how much supplies you have too. Like, you don't have to do this much if you don't want. You can just do here and there. Okay, just like that, and you should be able to see like little patches of moss coming from each moss. Kind of looking overgrown. And then, like that. See the bamboo grew up? You're just going to decide what you want. I like the lilac and bamboos best. So I'm just going to kind of go back and forth between them. Probably not exact. I'll try to make it a little bit more random. I know the bottom's going to be bamboo. So that was lilac. I'm going to do bamboo, lilac, bamboo. And I'm pretty sure I might have actually had it on the ground. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm going to do it. Like that. And then same thing down this side. Alright, so the next thing we need to do is the walls. And this is honestly the most tedious part. But it's not really as bad as it seems. It goes pretty quick. So basically what I did is leave some of the stone, mostly in the corners, and then basically turn everything else into cobblestone or mossy cobblestone. So the same thing where you can see here, we'll add mossy cobblestone around that. And then mossy cobblestone stairs. Especially around the plants, I like to add the stairs because it gives it just a little bit more above it, like where it'll have like a little bit of breathing room and it won't feel like boxed in like this. So I would take like a mossy cobblestone stair upside down here. And then everything else, I just kind of went into the middle. I got rid of all the dirt. Anything dirt, that's gotta go. It's not cute. And then just kind of randomly put stuff. Like I would just randomly put stairs inside there. So like a mossy cobblestone stair, and then I'd put a mossy cobblestone above it, or a regular. I think I did like a regular stair like that. And kind of just make it random. It really does not have a pattern at all. If you try to make a pattern, then it starts to look really weird. So same thing with the ceiling. Don't forget the ceiling. And you just want a little bit of stone. And I'm going to make this one cobblestone. Oops, maybe. I honestly don't remember exactly how I did it, but yeah. Basically, I just ripped down the walls. I think I replaced everything with cobblestone first. I don't know. Like basically just, no, that don't look right. And then I would take like a stair and add a little bit of texture like that. Maybe do one upside down like this underneath of it, like that, so it's a bigger hole. And then add another cobblestone. And then I think, oh, Oh, another thing I did was I would take a chunk, like say this, and then replace it with an azalea leaf. Oops. Like that to fill it in. And it looks a lot better if you have like a bushy leaves texture pack. So if I show you better leaves, turn that on. It's gonna refresh. And that's not a mod. You don't, it's like super easy to install. So it just poofs out like that. And I'll leave that on for the rest of this tutorial. And then I would recommend using lanterns or something. I use torches. I don't know why. I think I just kind of forgot about lanterns, and also they're really expensive. But maybe... some more mossy. There we go. There, I think I didn't have enough mossy cobblestone. So let's get rid of this one. Make it a mossy stair. Yeah, and so you just kind of play with it like that until you're like, okay, well, that looks like enough green. So then I took the glowberries in the corner. And then a spore blossom up here. I only had one. You can put these anywhere you want. They're super cool. I love them. Like that. And I think I actually had it back one more. Fills the area with the cute little particles. And then I had moss blocks here. I totally didn't need 30 carpets. Don't make 30 carpets. But I am pretty sure it would be really cute if you actually take a light under here like we did with the main floor. Then you won't need a torch on the wall. See? And then when the glowberries grow up, they actually light up a lot. So that's one thing to keep in mind. And then I'm just gonna go ahead. Same thing here. Maybe we'll do mossy cobblestone like that. I want it to be as much green as possible. So, same thing here. I'm just gonna rip apart the wall, and I'm pretty sure I did this, like in a zigzag. Oops, did not mean to do that. I don't leave coal in the wall, so I'll have to replace all that. And then kind of like this. Like a big chunk. Same thing on this side. I'm pretty sure I was just going like this. And then I didn't want it to be perfectly straight, so I would just kind of take a couple here and there out of each one like that. And then same thing with the ceiling. I would just like randomly dig like this. And replace it with regular mossy or regular cobblestone. Like that. We're going to definitely need more. We want more cobblestone than stone. That's for sure. It's really important. And then we'll go down by the moss and kind of try to do something similar. And grab mossy cobblestone stairs. Upside down. Like that. Some cobblestone. Make sure you throw in the leaves, because the leaves are actually like one of the most important things I did in the wall. It looks really cool. Like that. And then you can even do a stair where the leaves kind of hang down in the stair. And that looks really cool. Same thing up here. Like that. And then maybe underneath of it, we'll do a regular stair. Alright, like that. And you can start to see how it's going to work. Hopefully. Just gonna do a couple more and then I'll kind of let you do your own thing. Oops. Like that. And then the next thing I did is take the glowberries. And I did the exact same thing in front of each door frame. I just went opposite. So if this one's on the left, I just ran down, throwing it on the... Obviously, you want to have the ceiling done first because you're going to have to... But I don't want to redo this whole thing all over again. I'm just kind of showing you the gist of it. So, like this. And then down here, I actually broke this out farther. Oh, be careful. There's a hole. I just realized that I did this. And then I kind of did like almost like a checkered board. And then you're going to have your stairs over here. And this was really annoying to do. But it's not too hard. Just making sure you don't fall is a pain. Like that, and it's supposed to look like you can just cut. I think I did another row, actually. Like that. And then it looks like you can walk down into it. And then carpet. And then basically replace these with mossy. So it blends in a little bit better. And here, I think I pretty much just made this whole platform mossy cobblestone. Looks like I had a moss block here. Like that. And then a lilac over here in the corner just so it's cute when you walk up from down here. And then with the flowering azalea, I basically did the same thing as the glowberries, except I did it on the opposite side, like that. But I kind of put more of them. Whoops, not like that. Don't do that. And if you don't want to put torches on the walls, you can easily like carve out a spot, say right here. Put a lantern on it. Like that. And that's pretty cute. It's just a lot of iron for early game, so that's why I didn't do that. And then, last but not least, at the bottom, we did pretty much the same thing. I think right here I put a light. Moss carpet. All right, and then I believe the very last thing we have to do is just add the pink petals. And I just want to point out that when I'm playing regularly, I do not randomly just switch back and forth between creative and survival. The only reason I'm doing that is just because this is strictly a tutorial. This is not my real world. Like, educational purposes only. There. And then since I'm not going to show you finishing the entire thing, I'm going to do one last walkthrough in my regular world. And I'll try to do really slow so that you can take notes. See if there's anything maybe I forgot to talk about. But I think I covered everything. Okay, we're back in my regular survival world. Like I said, leaf blocks. I have quite a few of them. I got the azalea bush, bamboo. It looks like I used a lot more azalea bushes in my original one, but I think I actually like the lilacs and bamboo better, so. Oh, I also put flowers back there. I kind of walked back there, but that is a cave. There is mobs back there, so just be careful. I believe I added a lot of these moss blocks right here so that I was able to add the sugarcane. And I completely forgot about adding sugarcane. I did that on the sides here. Yeah, like I said. I also used cherry saplings. I forgot about that. I kind of just grabbed anything pink and green that I could find at the time. Yeah. And then another thing, if you dig this way, there is a deep dark. If you're using this seed. Oh, and there's another amethyst cluster right here. Another geode. All right, now we're going to do the landscaping. Again, same thing with the mineshaft. I don't know where you guys are doing this. I don't know if you're on the same seed, so I'm just going to do a generic idea of how I planned it out and what I did. This was open. I believe this tree is gone. All right, so I don't remember exactly how I did this, but I know I used to run from here a lot. Up this. And then let's fill this in with dirt. And then I just decided, where do I want to walk to and from? So I know I want to go down this way. Through the woods to my starter house up there. So I just kind of started making paths right in the middle of where I wanted it. Like that. And then I would randomly mix in some spruce planks and cherry planks. And then I am pretty sure I had like double the amount of spruce planks as cherry planks. And then just kind of filled it in with path. Like that. And then around the outside, I added pink petals to kind of look like it was creeping into the path. Some of them were in the middle. And I don't think this was here. That looks a little too boxed off. And I just kind of played with it until it looked right. Right here, it feels like it needs maybe some pink planks. And I did have a little bit more green through here. So maybe this. We'll put back to dirt. And anytime I have dirt in the path, I always put petals on it. Pretty close. That's pretty close to what I had once that grows back. Yeah. All right. And then I had to terraform this down a little bit. And basically I just tried to match the shape of the house. I'm not super skilled at this yet. I remember this part was a hassle. Let's see. And then every time I saw a tree that looked like this, I would replace it with a dark oak log. And then right about in the center of this pathway right here, I put a tree. Hopefully this grows up right. But we want like a medium-sized tree right here. Like a little oak tree. When you're walking up, it should not be covering the window in the house. There we go. Okay, that's closer to the size that I originally had. And then we're going to need cherry leaves. And the reason for this is I could not figure out how to make a custom tree to save my life. And this was the easiest way. So that's what I did. So basically, I just took every single leaf on this tree and replaced it with a cherry leaf. Okay, like that. And then replace the logs with dark logs. Very quickly. Do not let the tree fall down. Like that. And then I also added like a couple under here to try to make it look like a regular cherry tree, how it has like little pieces hanging down from it. Because over here we're gonna have a large cherry tree and I want it to match. All right, so last but not least, we are going to bone meal the grass. Make it look a little bit more wild, and then we're gonna take out any flowers that pop up that are not pink. Take down any tall grass. And then I kept planting trees, cherry trees next to this, and it kept overwhelming this house so bad. So I decided to try to plant them way down in the bottom of this, and it turned out really good. So that's kind of the trick. You want it to be down a couple levels into the ground so that when it grows up, it's not like 7 feet taller than the Hobbit hole. So I'm just going to speed that along and hope we get the right tree. Otherwise, I'm going to have to keep taking it down. Okay, I just struggled with this for so long trying to show you guys how I did it. So basically, in order to get the tree to the right size and height, you want it to be dropped down one level. So if this is your level of the pond, you want it to be one down. And you want it pretty much in line with the end of the house. At least that's how I had it in mine. And then I'm putting these little pillars up here just so that it will stop the tree from wanting to grow side to side this way, and it will want to go side to side this way. I also had to clear out a lot of this dirt right here to open it up so that it would want to grow sideways. Otherwise, it kept wanting to grow a tiny tree like tall. So hopefully this works. It didn't. It didn't work. Oh my god, what the heck? What the heck? Okay, we're gonna make the things taller. I'm sorry. Trees are a pain. This is the hardest part for sure. Yes! Yes, yes, yes! Okay, finally. Oh my gosh, we got it. Well, it's a little bit taller than my original one, but you know what? I'm not gonna mess with it. At least it's facing the right direction. Similar vibe. It's really not that far off, honestly. So, with the blocks, you're gonna go from the edge of the tree this way to diagonal and then over to, and I'm gonna fill this back here in. All right, now, all right, you know what? We're gonna start all over from the tree, first of all, before we do the pond, from the tree needs to be dark oak. So we're going to replace everything visible with dark oak. Try to make sure they face the right direction. Ta-da! Oh, there's one more pink one that looks a little weird. Like that. So the first thing we're going to do is add some vines to the tree. So then we're going to start the pond, which this is not the correct thing. So we're going to go one by one together. So we're going to go one dirt, and then the next one will be a moss block. And then grass, and then mossy cobblestone. And then 1, 2, 3, 4 dirt. And then 2 dirt. And then this is going to be a mossy cobblestone. Like that. And then it's going to go 1 from the mossy cobblestone to the left. And then 2 this way. And then 1 back. And then another one back from that. And that's going to be 3 wide. So from this side view, it looks like this. You might want to pause. And then it's going to be a mossy cobblestone right here. And then it goes back by 3. Mossy cobblestone, 1, 2. And then 3. 1, 2, 3. And then 1, 2, 3 this way. 4 this way. 1, 2, 3, 4 this way. And then 1, 2, 3, 1. And then back to that. So this is perfect. I'm going to jump out of here and show you each angle so you can pause it if you need to. Okay. Now, from the tree, you're going to go 2 in, and then down, and go 3 over, like that. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 this way. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Four this way. And then back almost all the way around, but leave a little gap right there. And then in the middle, you're going to get rid of the 4 blocks right here. Replace this with moss in the corner. And then you're going to add a big drip leaf on top of the moss block. That. And then basically you're going to replace any stone you see with cobblestone or mossy cobblestone. And I'm going to add a mossy cobblestone behind here. You're definitely going to need more cobblestone. All right, now you are gonna go from the edge of this one, from the second one in, skip 2, and then knock out 1, 2. Turn this one into a mossy cobblestone, like that. 2 more this way. No, sorry. 2 more from the mossy cobblestone. And then up 1 more. And then up from here. 2. And then back around like that. And I will try to stand so you can see. Like that. And then you're going to go in and take down... You're going to replace this with mossy cobblestone. Or moss. You're going to replace these 2 blocks with moss. Like that. And then you're going to go right behind the moss. And dig down 2. And then over 1. Like that. This is going to be moss. Mossy cobblestone. I kind of just did this randomly, but I know it's really hard to make it look right again, like I've been trying. So I decided that I am going to do this part step by step. It just kind of makes it easier for people who really struggle. Like that. And then over here, there should be a mossy cobblestone right here. And right here. And then this stone should be regular. And then right here should be a moss block. And then right here in the middle is also a mossy cobblestone. And then right on this moss block should be a big drip leaf. Okay. That should be everything. So I'm going to stand up. I'm going to try to get a good view of this. Hopefully you can pause your screen if you need to. And then next thing, we just need to add the water. And then once it's full like this, you can just grab water from like an infinite spot and then keep going. Obviously, mine's already filled, but I just want to show you. All right, now we add the axolotls. And I had a white one and a pink one, but it looks like we're going to have 2 pink. And then last but not least, you just add some lily pads. Try to face them in different directions. I don't think I only had like 3, so there you go. And then next up, we need to decorate the outside of the pond. So I just added some sugarcane. I added an azalea tree behind here. And then some lilacs. And I tried to put them kind of far back so they would like show through the grass, but not be like the main focus. And then I spread pink petals. Alright, now we are just gonna add some lilacs around the house. Some above the house. And I kind of tucked them back a little bit. Oops, I am still on creative. Okay. We're just gonna knock down some of these like sharp edges on the top. That should be good. And then pink petals around the outside of the pond. Just kind of random wherever I thought it would be cute. And then we're going to add lanterns on the path. And then we also add a lantern under the tree right here. And then one more sugar cane over here. And then we're just going to add some tulips, some pink tulips. And then last but not least, we should add a little bit of bone meal to add some grass above the Hobbit house. And then we're just going to thin it out and get rid of any flowers that are not pink. Hello, sir. I'm trying to do something here. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. I think this is a little bit too thick through here. You can definitely thin the grass out if it feels a little too much. And then that's basically it. And you're walking up through here. Walking through the house. Pretty sure we covered everything. These glowberries will grow berries on them. They're just not there yet. You can use bone meal to make them grow faster. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys liked the tutorial. I hope it covered everything. This is my first tutorial, so if I missed anything, please just let me know. If you have any questions, don't feel bad to ask. I want this to be a place where anybody can hang out. We can all build together. And there is no stupid questions. So, yeah. Just ask me. I will try to reply to absolutely every comment I can because the whole point is to help people. Thanks so much for watching. Please subscribe if you want to see another one. And have a good day.